I like recess. I love recess, and I love to run around and play.
In many ways, Lily Blair is your typical 5-year-old kindergartner.
5 plus 5 is 10.
Good job.
I can with my fingers.
That's okay.
Her family says her personality is amazing.
Yes! Give me 5. Yes!
If you happen to recognize Lily, you're not alone. Yes, she's the same little girl in this wildly viral video. While it was taken several months ago, Lily remembers it like it was yesterday.
Yes. Tootie tot.
The woman behind the camera, laughing at all of this personality on display, Lily's grandmother, Marty Blair.
It's always a good idea to have your cell phone out and ready with her because you never know what she's going to do.
Okay. Old town rats and I can't know. My nose is in my bag.
Blair took Lily's preschool graduation video and posted it as private on Facebook. However, she changed her page's privacy settings this one time.
But a friend of mine who lives in Destin, Florida, had asked that I make it public so she can share it with her mom.
That's when everything changed.
And next thing I know, we're at 12 million views that night. The next morning, I forget how many, 30 million. We went to a wedding the next day. People were recognizing her at the wedding.
And then around the world.
From the Ukraine, South Africa, Australia, Scotland. I actually panicked and pulled the video down.
But it was too late. It's now nearly impossible to track down how many times Lily's singing and dancing has been shared and seen. And with viral videos comes comments.
You have a tendency to take it a little personally when it's your 5-year-old baby.
While most comments were positive, some were rude.
They likened her to a pole dancer. Wow. A future pole dancer. My husband actually commented.
Other comments were downright scary. Lily's grandfather told the I-Team at one point someone who'd seen that video was able to find their address and send a gift to their home, making them realize just how vulnerable they were.
So it scared me. I mean, I absolutely panicked.
Whether it's during a sporting event or simply at home, many parents and grandparents take video of their children and grandchildren and then put that video on social media. Experts say, beware.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, especially given that online there's this level of distance and anonymity that we can have.
Dayton children's psychologist Dr. Christine Abule spends the majority of her time working with 5 to 18-year-olds. She stressed to the I-Team the importance of children and teens being allowed to express themselves without ridicule.
Privacy is pretty important for us in being able to sort of kind of experiment, right? Self-explore. So it tends to be important in our development of who we are as a person.
Alexa, play Old Town Road.
There's no doubt Lily is given that freedom.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse through the Old Town Road.
And when the I-Team met Lily, she appeared to show no signs of the fame, positive or negative, affecting her.
I got the horses in the bag.
However, Dr. Abule says social media still is relatively new and evolving. And just because something does not affect a child today does not mean it may not impact them in the years to come.
It's tricky to say what that might mean to her, though, going forward, right? In this day and age, especially as you think for teenagers, young adults, their social media presence kind of starts to become part of their identity, right?
This is also why Marty Blair is now extra careful when it comes to videos she posts online. Lily's viral video may have changed her perspective forever.
So I would never recommend doing it.
Despite their experience,
Because it's my favorite thing.
this family is relieved it seems Lily just keeps being Lily.
And I got real life fairs.
For the I-Team, Adam Marshall. News Center 7.
GPS technology
Head northwest toward River Park Drive.
has undoubtedly helped when it comes to advanced warning of severe weather.
I have your guys' app on my phone. That's how I know.
But has it caused us to lose touch with basic geography? If you look at one University of Alabama study, it appears they do. Most people participating could not find the county they live in on a map. They had no situational awareness.
Who owns a map anymore? We rely on our GPSs, we rely on our Google Maps on our cell phones.
Is that true for you and for most of us? Are we making ourselves vulnerable during severe weather?
We've had the ultimate wake-up call in the Dayton area. It's time to pay attention.
Since flood, severe thunderstorm, and tornado watches are issued by county, not cities, knowing where you are on a map is very important to staying safe. So I hit the streets with a county map in hand to see if people actually knew where they were. I pulled out my gear, marker in hand, and one question in mind. Do you know where you are?
Yes.
Sits in what county?
In Montgomery County.
I believe Montgomery.
Montgomery.
At first I felt relieved, but I dug deeper, and what I heard next was alarming. If you were to look at a map of the state of Ohio, would you be able to pick out where Montgomery County is?
No. I probably wouldn't.
Monica wasn't the only one.
I'll try, but I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't.
Maybe in a general area.
A few were more confident.
I think I could.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
So I put them to the test.
Like right here.
It's right here.
This?
Here.
It was right here.
Here?
Close.
I asked 9 people to pick out their home county on a map of Ohio, and only 2 got it right.
Oh, wow. So I really need to study the map to find out where Montgomery County is.
Now imagine you're out of town and unfamiliar with the area you're in. That's even more dangerous.
But when you're on vacation or on a business trip, you might not necessarily know what to look for to reach a safe place.
That's exactly what happened to this family as they were driving south on I-75 through Dayton on Memorial Day. They were completely unaware a catastrophic EF4 tornado was in their path.
I don't know how all we walked away with was scrapes and bruises.
This piece of steel pierced their SUV.
It was literally that far from puncturing through her rear seat where she was sitting.
Inches away from killing their daughter inside.
I think we pay attention to the wrong things in so many instances. What our technology is showing us rather than what our environment is teaching us.
In Ohio, I'm paying a lot of attention, but in West Virginia, no.
Most people I spoke with told me they use the WHIO weather app when they're away from home.
I look at your weather app every morning.
But what if you did not have your smartphone with GPS location?
Well, if I don't have your guys' alert thing on my phone, I turn the TV on.
And that's where I come in. With Live Doppler 7 radar, I can pinpoint storms down to your neighborhood, even your street.
I would know if you said it was in Kettering. I would understand if you said it was in Miamisburg.
But you may not always be near a television, have a smartphone in hand, or a radio to listen to. You could have no power at all. You need situational awareness.
Situational awareness is critical.
I know to pay attention to the sirens.
I go by the Doppler radar.
Plus, I watch you in the mornings.
And that means always having access to knowing where you are.
A lot of lights.
That is an understatement. As the cold winter day turns to night, lights shine bright. It all started.
So back when I was 12, loved lights.
Alex went to his dad.
Like, Dad, can we put stuff in the yard?
And after that first Christmas,
kept putting more lights out.
Their front yard is here where Riverside Drive literally turns into Broadway. There was no turning back.
All night long putting out lights. Never thought it would ever get this big.
A few thousand lights here.
And about 4,500 lights per tree.
A few thousand more there.
We buy more every year.
But Alex's best guess is he and his pops have about 700 different displays.
I loved it when I was a kid. It's just like being, a kid again.
Alex is now 26.
It keeps my childhood going.
And speaking of children,
I like that reindeer.
4-year-old Amaya is in awe with pretty much everything.
Candy canes.
Can we eat those candy canes?
No, we're not the raisins.
But her favorite of all,
Minnie Mouse.
Amaya is lucky. She lives right here in Piqua.
Right there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
What is that?
A penguin.
A penguin. Nice job.
Word traveled fast
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle
about her hometown light show people come.
From other states, we get people from Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Michigan.
And what might their fascination be?
I think they're just amazed at how many lights are actually fit in the yard.
Alex is so obsessed with this grand display, he even uses rebar and a torch to make his own. One-of-a-kind Christmas displays like this one for his girlfriend at the time.
I had to make her a penguin because she loves penguins and had to do it.
And 5 years ago, that girlfriend became his wife.
It kind of brings more of a Christmas spirit and everything back.
As much joy as the Smiths get from this, really, it has become so much more.
And like it brings holiday cheer to everybody.
We see buses of residents from nursing homes come past, and that really makes our day, and that's why we do it.
The Smiths' Christmas spirit is making a difference.
I just hope they enjoy it.
A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride.
And their love for lights is here for all to see.
I mean, this is your little corner of the world in Piqua.
Yeah.
Is there a better place to be found?
In my eyes, no.
And you know who's to argue, especially when you can see their holiday tradition from easily at least a mile away.
We check in the truck, we log in.
AAA's fleet tow driver Mike Ganka.
The main thing right now is because of winter, we're getting a lot of potholes, so we're getting cars with multiple flats.
He handles 6 to 10 road service calls a day. Here in Vandalia, he changes a tire.
Does this look smashed?
Punctured by road debris.
It's got a big screw in it.
Therese Garrison says one type of highway debris scares her the most.
And all the gator pieces that fall off the truck tires and big tires, it's just making havoc for our cars.
Gators are tiny pieces, retreads, and sometimes nearly whole tires. They're one of the most common types of vehicle debris, according to AAA.
Oh, you see it everywhere, and you don't know if to swerve, and if you hit it, it's going to hit underneath and tear up your car, and so it's a real problem.
It kind of looks like a little alligator laying there, and then when it bites you, it does a little bit of damage.
Here at Subaru of Dayton, GM Brad Hamilton tells me he's been bitten.
My wife hit a gator on the road. All it did was tear up her fender liner.
But he says the destruction can cost thousands of dollars, and he showed me how the damage is often hidden.
And shred your fender liner, go underneath your vehicle, maybe take out some wiring.
How many crashes and how much damage do retreads and other tire chunks cause in Ohio? It turns out there's no clear answer. I checked, and the Ohio Department of Public Safety lumps tire failures in the general equipment failure category. The most recent stats from 2017 show the total for these crashes is 761, with 2 fatalities. Here at Grismer Tire's commercial division in Dayton, operations manager Butch Settles tells me they've been retreading since 1932, and the result is a safe tire.
Everybody thinks, oh, there's a gator on the side of the road, somebody's retread came apart. We have a less than 1% failure rate on our retread products, and we are the only retread plant that can say that.
News Center 7 got a behind-the-scenes look at the 8-step retreading process.
He's looking for a spark of electricity, and he'll see the reflection of that spark in the mirror.
That spark uncovers hidden flaws. Step 2, air pocket detection. Next, the buffer.
And prepares the surface for the new rubber to be installed.
The 4th step, removing flaws and repair. Step 5, branding and extruding. 6.
This is the building process.
Step 7, this contraption evens the pressure. And finally, curing in this.
It's an enclave.
Settle says the finished product costs about half that of a new tire, saving money for school districts, trucking companies, and airlines. Retreads also save tires from landfills and use less oil to produce. This 2009 study from the University of Michigan Transportation Research Institute found tire failure due to the retread manufacturing process was under 15%. The study concluded that the best way to keep gators to a minimum is simple.
You need to check them every day or every other day. You've got to keep an eye on the air pressure.
It will save money and lives.